radio production.
Excited to be here, and we want to welcome you to the 6th annual awards banquet of the South Houston Concerned Citizens Coalition. I will be your MC tonight. I was voluntold this year, every year, Ms. Vivian Harris has voluntold me for now, I think 4 years, one of which I was the speaker, 3 of which this is the 3rd year of me being the MC, so I appreciate her voluntolding me to be the master of ceremony. 4834 Raven Ridge, Houston, Texas, 77053. That is my calling card. Why are you asking what is that address? That is where I grew up. I moved there in the 6th grade. In the 6th grade, that's 5 houses down from Ridgemont Elementary. I went to Missouri City Middle School, then McCullough, junior high, and then I went to the greatest high school ever, Woolridge High School. I know some massive folks in here, but it's okay. And so with that being said, my actual name though is not my address, it is Kevin Riles. Kevin Riles, the person, me, sitting in front of you, the MC for tonight, now is honored to be your MC tonight. I have a love for this community. I grew up in this community. I know there are some other zip codes. I was doing research today to see the zip codes that are part of the South Houston Concerned Citizens Coalition and 77053, and so I got nostalgic about all the things up and down Post Oak and this place called Hiram Clark and West Orem and all the things that I used to do in my little $800 Ford Tempo and when I drove, and I'm just trying to get y'all going a little bit now. Y'all look a little serious a little bit. Now I am a commercial real estate broker, owns a company, but all that I am and all that I am to be came from 4834 Raven Ridge, Houston, Texas, 77053. So I am so excited to be here. And just because I want to do this and because I'm the MC, y'all just give yourself a round of applause tonight. All right. So with that being said, we're going to move through, in the tradition of the African American Church, the program as printed. I am your master of ceremony, so I'm up now. We will have a prayer and moment of silence here in a second by our wonderful host for tonight. Let's give George Anderson, as he comes up, our prayer, and then we will move along to our song by Mr. L.C. Cook Jr. So, without further ado, Mr. George Anderson.
Good afternoon, everyone, or good evening, everyone. I am the non-minister in the group that has been requested or voluntold to do prayer. So please bear with me. One, we're just delighted to have you here. And on behalf of our senior pastor, Dr. Remus Wright, and co-pastor Mia K. Wright, we'd like to welcome you to our Fountain Life Center. And we are most happy to be of support to the initiatives for this event. If we could, for a moment, just pause and pay tribute to our former council member Larry V. Green, and his chief of staff, Donald Perkins. please, in your own way of reverence, may we approach the throne in prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for allowing us to gather here today to celebrate the many accomplishments of this community. We thank you for your grace, your mercy, your kindness, and moreover, the vision that you birthed into the members of the South Houston Concerned Citizens Coalition. Lord, we ask that you would continue to allow us to work collaboratively together, that you would allow us as we face the challenges that are in front of this community to be successful. And Lord, we ask also that you would keep in your memory Councilmember Larry V. Green and the awesome work that he and Donald Perkins initiated in the community. We ask now too that you will keep ever uplifted our current council member, Martha Castek Tatum, for the wonderful job that she has done and for the torch that has been passed to her. And Lord, now at this time, we would like to acknowledge and thank everyone who's gathered here today. And we ask that you would bless each and every person for their contributions to District K and to this community. And we ask, Lord, that you would even give us the vision and the foresight to pass the torch on to others in the community. And this we ask in your Son, Jesus' name. Amen. Amen.
And I'm just so excited to, the first couple of years that I spoke at the event and then emceed the event, I had one president, and now we have another. And so I'm just so excited to introduce you to our current 2018-2019 president of the South Houston Concerned Citizens Coalition, Ms. Maya Carroll. Will you come up?
Good evening. Thank you, Kevin. It is an honor to have the opportunity to address you here this evening. This truly is a very special evening. It's not only about recognizing the successes of our community and individual community members like Ms. Skurlock, Ms. Harris, Mr. Clark, Mr. Andrews, and Ms. Thornton, to name a few, who have made special contributions. But it's also about learning from them, from their exemplary action and ensuring that the spirit of unity and community continues to evolve and thrive throughout our communities. The South Houston Concerned Citizen Coalition recognized that 2018 was very challenging. Through adversities, we must continue to work diligently to ensure that our voices are heard at all levels and our community needs are met. Therefore, it has never been a time where mobilizing civil society has been more important. And that's where the South Houston Concerned Citizens Coalition comes in. We have our monthly meeting where businesses within the boundaries of the coalition, organizations, city council, state representatives, HPD, and so many more come and address our members. Their engagement has been much appreciated, and know they are getting our points across. Councilmember Martha Castek Tatum, Five Corners Management District, TARES 25, SEAL, HPD, and school principals work diligently and strategically with the South Houston Concerned Citizen Coalition, ensuring our community is safe, clean, the children at our school receive an adequate education, our property values are protected, any development in our community doesn't affect our health, but brings value to our community. With that being said, we were able to put a stop to a brine pit developed on the newly opened Buffalo Speedway near Holmes Road. Thank you to Lone Star Legal Aid, our wonderful mayor, and lovely council member Martha Castek Tatum, and everyone who supported South Houston Concerned Citizens Coalition with this win. I knew we won once Ms. Harris took the stand. She didn't hold back at all. Next, we will be working on building relationships, our membership, formalizing a strategy, and begin rebranding the South Houston Concerned Citizen Coalition. We want to engage the community, our community partners, and we want to take what we do here to the next level. This will produce solution and results. We will continue to work with you, for you, and in the community. And as our membership and community partnership grows, we will only be that much better. So we want to welcome you to our 6th annual Community of One banquet. Thank you all.
All right, since I am the one that is sitting between you and dinner, I want to tell you this long story. Once upon a time, yeah, no? Okay. All right, so this is what we're going to do. I've been given, like I told you, I was voluntold to MC, and I've been given instructions on how you guys will serve dinner. So for the folks that are serving, thank you so much. Tonight we're about to open up. People are clapping, so yeah, it's time. My wife from a movie got the word hangry, hungry and angry. So before we get hangry, we're about to do dinner. We're going to do 2 lines, right? 2 lines. The back buffet right there is for the back tables, and the front buffet up here is for the front tables. So the back is for the back, and the front is for the front. Y'all get that? All right. And so, starting from the front, we're going to dismiss tables 1 through 4 to go ahead and start getting your food. So tables 1 through 4. And for the back, tables 30 through 27. 30 through 27, or 27 through 30. I'm sorry, I'm going backwards. So 27 through 30. So you may go ahead and get and I'll dismiss you guys shortly. So 1 through 4, you may go ahead and rise up and go forth and get food. All right, and tables 27 through 30, you may rise up, go forth, and get food. Appreciate you guys for being here tonight. She was supposed to just come up directly, but I just felt like she needed to be brought up proper, like as we say in the tradition of the African American church. So I want you, before I say that, I want to say the 2 things about the 2 people that are about to come up. One, they're the hardest working public servants that I know, so you give them a round of applause for that. Second of all, their social media, if you follow them on social media, they've been in like 28 things today, all at the same time. It's amazing how they take pictures and they're all at the same time. I just feel some kind of way because I haven't been tagged and I want to get my lights up as well. So, Brother Mayor, Sister Martha Castek Tatum, I like social media too. But with that being said, I want to bring up your Councilwoman, Martha Cassett-Stale.
All right, Kevin always does such a great job as our MC. And before I introduce our keynote speaker for tonight, I do want to recognize the elected officials that are here with us. We definitely appreciate your support of the South Houston Concerned Citizens Coalition tonight. So if you would stand, I know that Councilmember Amanda Edwards is here. Our County Attorney Vince Ryan is here. HISD Board Member Wanda Adams is here. Former State Representative Paul Colbert is here. Former State Representative Scott Hochberg is here. We also have representatives from Sean Theory's office, our state rep. Karen Holler is here representing Councilmember David Robinson. Mary Seymour is here representing Senator Boris Miles. We do have a representative from Congressman Al Green's office. We also have a representative from Senator Rodney Ellis's office. We also have a representative from State Representative Alma Allen's office. Thank you all for being here this evening. So I get the wonderful task of introducing our keynote speaker. Elected in December of 2015, Mayor Turner is serving his first 4-year term as Houston's 62nd mayor. Since taking office, Mayor Turner eliminated a $160 million budget shortfall in record time. He led the city's remarkable rebound from Hurricane Harvey. He championed historic pension reform. He cheered on the 2017 World Series winning Houston Astros, hosted a successful Super Bowl, expanded municipal investments in renewable energy, and led the winning bid to host the World Petroleum Congress in 2020. As head of the energy capital of the world and the most diverse city in the nation, Mayor Turner has brought a performance-driven approach to the job, creating more responsive, streamlined, and efficient delivery of city services while shoring up Houston's financial future. Thanks to his leadership, the Texas legislature and local voters approved the pension reform package that reduces the city's liability by billions of dollars and provided a fix that had eluded the city for 17 years. One of the mayor's signature initiatives is Complete Communities, which aims to improve the quality of life for residents in all neighborhoods. The mayor's other priorities include filling more than 90,000 potholes on the city streets, implementing a 6-point holistic plan for addressing homelessness, reducing flooding, and improving drainage. Prior to his election as mayor, Turner served for 27 years in the Texas House as a representative for District 139. Mayor Turner is a lifelong resident of Houston and lives in the Acres Home community where he grew up with 8 siblings. He is a graduate of the University of Houston and earned a law degree from Harvard University. He began his law practice at Fulbright and Jaworski and later founded the Barnes and Turner Law Firm. Mayor Turner is the proud father of first daughter Ashley Turner. District K, South Houston Concerned Citizens Coalition, let us welcome the 62nd mayor of the city of Houston, Texas, Mayor Sylvester Turner.
Your council member is a little taller than I am. let me thank Councilmember Martha Caston Tatum for a very gracious introduction, and really it's been my honor and my privilege to serve with her, and let me tell you, she's doing an outstanding job in representing District K, but she's doing an outstanding job in being a representative of the city as a whole. So please give it up again to your Councilmember, Councilmember Martha Caston Tatum. I'll come back to Councilmember in a minute or so. When I was here last, Kevin, you were the speaker. And I enjoyed listening to you, and then you do an outstanding job as an MC, you did an outstanding job as a speaker. And I have visited since I've been a mayor at City Hall, so let me still give you my shout out. He's also a fraternity brother of mine as well, so good to see you this evening. And then Councilmember Edwards is here tonight with us at large. I saw Councilmember David Robinson. I was with him this morning at an Arbor Day event. We were planting some trees in McGregor Park, and he was there. He told me then that he had some special guests in town that he wasn't able to make it, but he sent up representatives, so I do want to acknowledge him. And then to all of the other elected officials, I'm not going to repeat them all. The councilman has already introduced them, but certainly the county attorney is here, and Wanda Adams is present. And then two colleagues of mine from the legislature that I hadn't seen in a minute. Paul Colbert was there when I came, the guru of education, and then after that, this area sent another whiz, the guru in education, Scott Hochberg, to see both of them. Please give it up to two former legislators. And then, the congresswoman came in, and, she makes 50 stops in the course of 3 hours. And she came in, and while Councilor Caston was giving the introduction, she said, she said, "Are you the keynote?" I said, "Yes, ma'am, I'm the keynote." So, and I said, and I have a whole lot to say tonight. So I will be yielding the floor in about 90 minutes. But I have to commend her. I tell you, I saw her this morning planting trees, and we were at a funeral, and then in between, she was at some place, and we've both been zigzagging across the city, and now to be here also, I think, reflects just how important this organization is. So please get up to Congresswoman Sheila Jackson. Miss Vivian Harris. Do you know, for the longest, I was so fearful of this woman. When I was running the last time for this office, she called me and said, "Can you come and meet with a number of us at my home?" Well, that was but one answer. Absolutely, I shall be there. And went to her home. There were a number of community civic leaders from the area there. And we talked about nothing but issues that were important to this area. About economic development and rebuilding the area and making sure that we had quality grocery stores and job and business opportunities. And I left there more informed than when I arrived. And I want you to know, over your 43 plus years of civic engagement in the area, hands-on, a strong devotion and commitment to this area, you have earned certainly my utmost respect and the respect of people, not just in this area, but in the city. I've seen you at City Hall, I've seen you in the district, and the passion that you have displayed speaks for itself. And so, if for no other reason I certainly would have been here tonight. I was determined to be here as this organization honors you on this very special evening. Let me salute you, Ms. Vivian Harris, for the work that you have done and continue to do. And quite frankly, I know she's going to be on a little bit later, but you can do better than that. Vivian Harris. Vivian Harris. The reality is, without people like Ms. Harris and all of you in this room, we wouldn't be able to do our jobs the way they need to be done. Because quite frankly, the ideas and the things that are happening, the issues that you're facing, many of those issues germinate right from the community itself. And Councilmember Martha Castor-Tatum and I and Councilmember Edwards and others who are sitting around the table, we are your employees. You know, we work for you. We remain your employees at will. As long as you want us there, we stay there. But if you do not work for us, we work for you. And our job is to do everything we can to improve the community, and you can't do that disjointed, separate, and apart. You're at your best when you're working as a team, when you're working as one. It doesn't mean that you have to always agree, because on many issues, sometimes there is not universal agreement. But it does mean that you work together to try to find a path forward. And sometimes in an attempt to find a path forward, you're going to have some very robust conversations. But in the end, we are all on the same page. We're all here to make sure to do everything within our power that the community is better tomorrow than it is today. And that requires us working as a team. And I know that this organization knows that when there's 26 plus civic associations that's a part of it. If 26 different civic associations are doing their own thing and going in their own direction, it's very, very difficult to move the ball forward. But when 26 come and it's a community of one, things can happen. Not only can they happen, but things will happen. This area is better today because of the commitment of people that are in this room. People who have taken time from their families. Ms. Harris is here with her family. But let me tell you, there are many, many times she stepped away, time from her family, her children, grandchildren, and others, on behalf of, to serve the people in her community, in District K, on the South End. And quite frankly, we all benefit when that takes place. So as the mayor of the city of Houston, number one, I came to say thank you. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for being on the front line. And in many, many cases, thank you for being patient with us. Because, you know, when things are unfolding, when, for example, your recycling is not picked up on the regular schedule, okay? It takes patience, you know. But let me tell you, and I know that's a real issue. I didn't come here to run away from any issue. That's a real issue. But when you're living in a city, for example, and your trucks are purchased in 2003 and 2006, and because you're trying to get as much out of these trucks because your budget is tight, the budget is tight, and we're still using trucks, driving trucks, people are driving trucks that were purchased in 2003 and 2006, and these are big pieces of equipment. And many of these trucks have been in use for Hurricane Rita, Katrina, Ike, the Memorial Day flood in 2015, the Tax Day flood in 2016, Harvey in 2017, and they were on the road 7 days a week, all day long. Can you imagine, as human beings, we're out there every single day, there comes a point in time your body will say, I'm tired, I need a rest. And when you're driving these solid waste trucks every single day through all of these storms, there will come a time when the equipment will say, You have gotten as much out of me as you can. The bad part is when it happens all at one time. And you can't write a check just to go and purchase it all at one time. And then when you make the purchases, it's not like you can go and pick a truck off the lot. It takes about 9 months to get the equipment in. But we still have to come up with solutions. And so what did the city council do a week ago? We ended up spending $5 million that we hope we did not necessarily want to spend. But when the demand is there, the service has to be provided, and you expect us to provide it, then you do what you can to bridge over until the new equipment comes in. So you go and rent equipment. And you contract with a private vendor to assume responsibility of 10 of the routes. So you can take the equipment off of those 10 routes and redirect them to others to serve as a bridge until the new equipment comes in on us. And that's what we're doing. And then at the same time, once you get the new equipment, if the Walmarts of the world, for example, are needing drivers, and they're offering more than what the city can pay, where do you think if Walmart is offering their drivers $25, $30 an hour, and we're paying $15, $16, $17, who do you think will win that battle? And as the mayor, I'm not in a position, because of budget constraints, to try to match their offer. But what I also reminded our directors and departments is that we're all on the same team. So just like we came together, yeah, these allergies are decided. I will give you a good speaker. But just like we came together during Hurricane Harvey, the different departments came together to pick up the trash. Well, we decided to do it even if there's drivers that are short in solid waste. Drivers in the Public Works Department, the CDL, Community Commercial Driver's License. We're using some of them to fill in the gap temporarily. The point is, if you work as a team, we can find a path forward. Because in the end, you don't want excuses. You just want the results. And that's what's important. When it comes to economic development, we're working on, that's important to enhance and improve the area. And we cannot do it alone. We have to partner with others, even outside of the city. So, when I left City Council on Wednesday, and the U.S. Council of Mayors was meeting in D.C., in the hometown where Congresswoman is working. One of the meetings that I had was with the CEO of Wells Fargo, Tim Sloan. In fact, I've been trying to get a hold of the CEOs of Bank of America and J.P. Morgan Chase and Wells Fargo, because I was reading an article in the Washington Post, and I saw where Wells Fargo had made a 5-year commitment to D.C. for $1.5 billion. I was just reading it. And I said, well, we got $1.5 billion. And so I wanted to meet with the CEO of those 3 banks. And I would tell you, I wasn't getting a very quick response. And all of their state and local people, they're very, very nice. And they said, well, we will meet with you. And I said, I know you will meet with me, but I don't think you can give me what I'm looking for. And they said, but man, we will meet with you. I said, okay, I understand that. And I did meet with them. And they were very gracious, and they are doing some things. And they offered what they could. But what they were offering still was not where we needed to be. And so I borrowed Ms. Vivian Harris' technique. I just decided, I've got to get their attention one way or another. And you know social media is something else. So I was speaking at an event and I just mentioned their names. Well, on Thursday, I had a meeting in DC with the CEO of Wells Fargo. Nice guy. And what I said to him is that in the city of Houston, we are trying to build neighborhoods that will be neighborhoods of opportunity regardless of where you live. And I've kind of labeled it complete communities, but it applies across the board. And the point that I'm making is that the city of Houston is a great city. It's an amazing city. It's an amazing city. And in this city as a whole, you know, we're doing very well as a whole. But there's still communities and neighborhoods that are not where they need to be. And every community, every neighborhood should be a community, a neighborhood of opportunity, regardless of where you are. And that doesn't mean they need to all look the same, because we are a very diverse city with a lot of history and a lot of culture and personality. But it does mean that if you are in Hiram Clark, you ought to be viewed as a neighborhood of opportunity. If you are in Fort Bend, South Side, Sunnyside, South Park, wherever you may be, you need to be viewed should be viewed as a community of opportunity. Wherever you are. You can be in Memorial or River Oaks, fine. But regardless of where you live, you ought to believe is that if you live in this neighborhood, you can rise and be a part of the American dream. Which means in every neighborhood, there ought to be quality schools, there ought to be parks and green space, there ought to be economic business and job opportunities, there ought to be healthy development, and not just a strip center. There ought to be quality grocery stores. And you don't get the quality grocery stores until you have the rooftops. And quite frankly, affordable housing, but then mixed income housing, different products, so that regardless of who you are, when the children in our neighborhoods, for example, they grow up, they get educated, they get find jobs, and they want to return back to the neighborhood in which they were born and reared, they ought to be able to find the house product in their neighborhoods. People shouldn't feel as though they have to go to the lands to get what they want. Some of y'all look at me and think, the lands. The lands. The pear lands, the sugar lands, the wood lands. I love all of those areas. But there are many people who are living in the lands who come out of this area. And they want to live in this area. But they're also looking for the product, the quality of life, the things that they can find someplace else they want right here. And we have to give that to them. And in order for that to happen, since the city can't financially do it itself, we have to partner with others. And that's what I was saying to the Wells Fargo, the CEO the other day, is that partner with us so that we can work together and build up communities that have been underserved or under-resourced for decades, so that regardless of where you live in the city of Houston, you are living in a neighborhood of opportunity, economic and job and business opportunities. We have to partner with the faith-based community. Just like we are here at the Fountain of Praise, it's a partnership. George, thank you. Pastor Remus, right, what you all are doing. Working with the private sector, financial institutions as a whole, when we work and serve as one, we can go a lot further, and we can do some major things. When we start working on the boarding homes ordinance, Councilmember, and we were dealing with residential facilities and boarding homes and things of that nature, we needed to know what's in the neighborhoods. We need to know what's in the neighborhood. Who's living next door to you? who's living down the street. And we had to come together to work on that to get those things in place. The point that I want to make is that just like the civic associations and others who have come together to form this organization to give it a powerful punch, it's the same thing we have to do across the board. No one person, no one organization can do it by him or herself. It takes all of us. And lastly, what I would say to you, you cannot just be a spectator in the stands and watch the gladiators on the field. And what I mean by that, I'm your mayor, and I'm proud to be your mayor. And even with all the challenges that come, I'd rather be on the court than on the bench. You got the city council members here. You got the elected officials here. You got the presidents of various organizations that are here, civic associations and others. But those who have signed up, in a sense, to hold office, president and treasurer and all these positions, we're not just the gladiators on the field. For everybody else to be spectators in the stands and watching to see what's going to happen. It requires civic engagement on everybody's part. Yes. Everybody has a responsibility. Everybody has a role to play. Everyone. Because when we work as one, we can make it happen. We can get it done. And it's not easy. I'm going to close, facing a big challenge right now, and you all know. Financially, things are tight. Proposition B passed. I'm not going to debate that issue again. But what I will say to you, when it adds $100 million to the city's bottom line, with no funding source attached, that's hard. Yes, sir. I want you to know I love my firefighters, I love my police officers, I love my municipal workers. But I do want you to understand, if you add, as Proposition B does, another $100 million a year to the city's bottom line without a funding source, then it forces pressure on everything else. Now, having said that, we will work diligently to honor the people's vote. We'll work diligently to do that. And we'll work diligently to find a path forward. But it is not a situation where I can go right outside here and just print the money. I want you to understand. Yes, sir. I can't. That's right. And there are people who say, Mayor, when are you going to start paying it? Well, let me just say this. If the city had it just sitting around, I would have paid it 2 months ago. But the city doesn't have it just paying around. I started by talking about the solid waste trucks. Those trucks cost. They're not free. But you have to find a path forward. And the reality is, when we work as a team, we can make it happen. And so, tonight, as I look out over this audience, when I was here 3 years ago, the crowd was small. Tonight, it's much, much larger. In large part, I'm sure it's because of the person that you are honoring this evening. Because she is deserving of your presence and so many, many more. But also it's because of the love that you have for your area, the affection you have for your Councilwoman Martha Castell Taylor. And District K has come a long way. District K has had its challenges in 2018. But you know the good news, in spite of those challenges, In spite of the losses and the pains that District K has incurred over the last year or so, we are still here. We are still on the front line. We are still taking on challenges. And that's what this city is all about. Even in challenging times, we rise to the occasion. And so, a lot of people can come up and say, we wish you had done this, or why aren't you doing that? But the reality is, in this city, it is still that can-do city. This is still the place where you can grow up. You may not start with very much, but if you put your shoulders to the plow, you can make some things happen. There was a man that was plowing the field, and he had to go inside the house. And he asked his son to come and pick up the plow and finish plowing the field. The man, the father, went inside the house. An hour or so later, the father comes back out. And the son with the plow was still in the same spot where the father was when he left. And the father asked him, why haven't you plowed any more of the field? Why are you still here where I left you? And the son said, Father, after you left and put it on me, I've been running up against this stone. And I've been trying to plow up this stone. And his father said to the son, son, this stone has been here for a long, long time. The roots are deep. This stone's not going anywhere. But son, all you had to do was plow around the stone. And when we plant the seeds and the crop grows, in due time, no one will ever see the stone that's been here. When we run into stones in our city, we don't spend a whole lot of time trying to plow them up. But what we do is that we plow around them. We plant the seeds, and in due time, no one will see the roadblocks of the stones. What they will see will be the progress of our labor. When we work as a team, when we stay the course, when we don't give up, when we're not spectators, but we're participants on the field, and we keep our eyes focused on the prize, the city will rise, our children will rise, families will rise, the neighborhoods will rise, and the only thing people will see in other cities will be a city with a can-do spirit that overcomes even in the tightest of circumstances. I'm so proud to be a Houstonian, and I'm proud to be with you tonight because this is a community that's on the move, on the rise. Ms. Harris, thank you. To all the Civic Association leaders, thank you. To Councilmember Martha Castell-Tatum, thank you. And let's continue to make this a great city in which to live. Thank you so very much.
Councilmember Amanda Edwards, if you'll join us. Ms. Harris, if you'll join us. Woo.
Sure.
Ms. Harris, we're going to do it like we do at City Council. So, Councilmember Martha Castell-Tatum, why don't you read it, like we do it.
The proclamation reads, whereas the Houston area is wonderfully enriched by its most vital resource, inspired individuals who serve the public in all sectors. Through committed professionals who display great leadership and skill, Companies, businesses, and organizations alike benefit from such an outstanding work ethic, and whereas Vivian L. Harris has served her community for 43 years, tirelessly giving her time and skills to impact the lives of others. For over 4 decades, she has fulfilled many roles, including one of the original organizers of the first South Houston Concerned Citizens Coalition of Houston, where she served as president for many years. And whereas Vivian L. Harris has demonstrated great leadership as a volunteer by serving members of the coalition and connecting them with resources to help them get things done in their neighborhoods. She also helped lead the change to raise funds to build the 800,000-foot brick wall at the front entrance of the Cambridge Village subdivision, which cost more than $75,000. And whereas continuing in her community work, Vivian L. Harris led efforts to revitalize Townwood Park, pushed for a multi-service center in her community, resulting in the Hiram Clark Multi-Service Center, and assisted communities of South Houston Concerned Citizens Coalition to provide a better living environment for their families, among other great efforts. Currently, she serves as the constituent liaison to Houston City Council member Martha Castex Tatum of District K, where she serves the people of District K as well as the South Houston Concerned Citizens Coalition communities. And whereas on January 26, 2019, Vivian L. Harris will be honored at the 5th Annual South Houston Concerned Citizens Coalition Awards Banquet. The City of Houston commends and congratulates Vivian L. Harris for her tireless work in her community, District K, and beyond, and her passion to serve and assist is greatly appreciated by the many communities and people who benefit.
And so therefore I, Sylvester Turner, Mayor of the City of Houston, hereby proudly proclaim this day, January 26, 2019, as Vivian Harris Day in the City of Houston. To God be the glory. If I could ask Paul, all the elected officials, Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee, if I could ask all the elected officials to please come on up while we're here to take this picture with us. Vince, the county attorney, Wanda Adams, Mary representing Senator Boris Miles, and I think the representative of Councilmember David Robinson. Thank you. And did I say I was running for re-election? Did I say that?
Well, between the mayor of this city, the great mayor of this city, and the giants like Vivian Harris, we are the greatest city in the world, are we not? Oh, y'all need to wake up now. Thank you, Mayor. No, that's still too light. We're the greatest city in the world, are we not? So I know that the lady of the hour is about to speak, but I'm just so delighted that she gave me the opportunity to be here because we may go back further than many others, from early city council, but really before that, running for judge many, many times. And it is true that you do nothing without coming either to our living room or our front door. But I think that is all about civic participation. And since all of the elected officials have been acknowledged, let me pay homage to all of you, Representative Colbert and Hochberg and County Attorney and council members and the mayor and the home of Martha Cassett Tatum. Thank you so very much for standing in the gap. I know how much Vivian Harris has done for civic participation. Kevin, she taught us that the value of service is to serve others and not yourself. The mayor was right to get her room, her home as quickly as possible. Because not one dime during the years that she and Calvin, her late husband, a wonderful family, participated out here in the early days. See, you weren't so happening 30, 40 years ago, 1970. They had to build on this great community. Somebody had to lay the stepping stones and take away the stumbling blocks. And I'm reminded that Mrs. Harris was one who did so. And every elected official who might have thought about representing this area understood that they couldn't get her support unless they did for others. I just came because I could not let 43 years and all she did for me and all of I've seen the landscape of this great region, I call you all the region, in the South Houston Concerned Citizens Coalition, which I frankly believe, and I am your neighbor. Your congressperson is the Honorable Al Green. I'm the neighbor, though I had the privilege of representing this some many years ago. Clearly one of the most dynamic coalitions and civic groups in this community. You are a par excellence. You are an example for the nation to see. And it has to be for a lady that doesn't just get swimming pools and the right kind of ball. I won't get an editorial comment on that. And Metro doing what it's supposed to do. And greenery where it's supposed to be. And those who are suffering from all of the storms that we've had. But it is because she epitomizes the values of this nation. The question and the value of the vote, and as well the principle that the people are the power. And this nation has only withstood this untimely leadership, this troubling waters that we're going through because of people like each and every one of you, because Vivian understands that no elected official, as the mayor said, is in control. It is the people that are in control. It's the men and women who put on the uniform to be willing to sacrifice their life. So Vivian, I want to thank you personally for teaching me, for being around when this shorter young woman was running for judge and ran and ran and ran. You never gave up hope in some of us. Thank you for what you did for Larry Green, who every time I saw him, and of course his wonderful chief of staff of Vivian, he never missed an opportunity to say, I've got to call Vivian. I've got to ask her, I'm doing something for Vivian. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. And though you raised your children, you took us and made sure we behaved ourselves as well. So ladies and gentlemen, it is my thanks to this outstanding coalition that represents the best of what America is, in the best city, with the best mayor and council members, all, and trustees of the school board fighting for children. It is my privilege to be able to present and acknowledge the honoring of Vivian L. Harris in the 6th Annual South Houston Concerned Citizens Coalition Awards Banquet. It recounts all of her achievements, and as well, thank you for your courtesy. And it accounts for all of her achievements, of which we have just heard. It acknowledges all of those who have been tutored by her and her work for Larry Green and for Councilmember Martha Cassett Tatum. By the way, Kevin Riles is in my family. He helped my daughter, and now he's going on to be a big shot. But he got her the best startup home that she could have ever had, so I'm very grateful to him for getting her on the road. Erica Lee Carter says hello. But the final words of this, recognizing Vivian L. Harris, it is my privilege to say now therefore be resolved on behalf of the constituents of the 18th Congressional District and the people of the United States of America. We honor you for 43 years of dedication to serving the community. Through her efforts, she continues to add value into the community, and that she does every single day. Indeed, your tireless efforts are completely deserving of the respect, admiration, and commendation of the United States Congress. Sheila Jackson Lee, Member of Congress, January 26th in the year of our Lord, 2019. God bless you. God bless you as a great American.
Thank you, Congresswoman. Everyone give, that's okay. She literally dropped the mic. That was a drop the mic moment. Let's give Congresswoman, the mayor, all of our elected officials a round of applause. Feel the love. Now, as y'all know, I said we follow the program as presented, but I wasn't in charge. We work for you. And so therefore, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. All right. Oh, that sounds much smoother. You hear that bass in her voice? All right. Here we go. All right. So who is Vivian Harris? We're going to have one of the founding members, Sonetta Clifton, come up and introduce Ms. Harris. I know y'all kind of got to know Ms. Harris with the proclamations, but we just want to make sure that we get a chance to kind of get to know her a little bit. So Ms. Clifton, will you come up? Give her a round of applause as she comes.
To honor this great lady, she's done so much for my subdivision, Cambridge Village, 13,000 block of South Postal. I don't have to tell you about Vivian before I present her. This lady, Vivian, where are you, girl? She's talking to a 97-year-old gal.
Go ahead.
You know, Vivian helped us, and she led the charge to build a brick fence.
Yes.
More than 800 feet long across Cambridge Village. We used to have cyclone fence when the winter come and all the shrubs die down. You can see all the junk behind the yard. You know what you put behind your house. And then she helped us, they didn't put that on here. She helped us get a left turn signal. To come into our subdivision safely. She helped us do that. And when they got that signal light, then metro buses and all of that, nothing could come through there without recognizing the red signals, except ambulance. Those big 18-wheelers, they'd stand there, that ammonia carbon monoxide would jump over the fence, and Vivian would tell her, and said, we need to do something. She said, we're going to help you. So we're going to help you. We didn't know how we were going to do it. And I was so often, she will show you how to raise the funds, and she'd bring us money. I don't know, she didn't steal it. I know she every time she'd come, she'd bring us thousands of dollars. That's what she did. And she organized the first Southwestern Concerned Citizens Coalition. And the leaders would come and join and da-da-da-da. And I'd ride with her sometime on a Heim Claw. It used to look like I don't know how it is now, Vivian, but it used to look like a war zone.
It's better.
She said,
It's way better.
She said, they can take that back. One block at a time.
Yes.
But she helped us build that fence. And I'm just grateful to be here, Vivian, to honor you. It cost more than $100 and some thousand. And she brought that money to us and showed us how to raise money. We sold fish till we raised that money. Thank you, Vivian. And I'm so glad to be here to introduce you. I'm just so happy. Well, I'm not going to introduce her, I'm going to present her.
Okay.
Because you know her, we're going to present her to you. And I could say a lot more, but I won't. Thank you, Vivian. My name is Ms. Vivian Harris, a great civic leader.
Yes.
Ms. Harris, come on up. Now that's the way you bring somebody up. That's the way you bring
Let me
somebody
say
up.
something about Scott. When we...
Listen, you ain't gonna take that. She better. So let me introduce to some, which I doubt, present to others, Ms. Vivian Harris, my voluntold friend, and I'm just so honored to have you here. So, Ms. Harris.
Vivian introduced us to Scott. Scott was the state senator, I believe. And he tried to help us get money, and every time we applied, the money was all gone.
You all, thank you so much. Savannah will be 97 on tomorrow. You all, I am so honored by what has happened here tonight. And I always want to be humble. Although I can be more than humble, I can be aggressive. But I will be humble if you give me what I ask for. It means so much to me. This community has been my life. I could have moved other places. But when I came to Houston in '66, we moved from one place to another place to another place. I said, you know what, when we moved from South Park, and it got bad, and we moved out here in 1970, and they did the flight, the white flight. And this area started. I said, you know what, I'm not moving anymore.
All right.
I'm gonna stay right here and fight.
Oh, yeah.
And I know that I get on a lot of people's nerves. But let me say this to you guys. I've never taken anything. Everything I've done, I've given to you guys. I don't want nothing in return but us to learn to work together. Because the division only destroys.
Yeah.
The division only keeps you from going where you need to go.
All right.
Put aside little petty things. Put aside little, I don't even know what to call it, because some things don't really mean anything. But some people take things and grow out of proportion. Let's be together. Let's work together. If we do all that, everything else for me will be fine. And that's all I'm asking. I'm going to ask all the Civic Club presidents, past and present, if you all would please come up for just a moment. I'd appreciate it.
And HOAs.
Yeah, yes, all and HOH too, please. Thank you for reminding me. Some of you can come on this side too. Some of you come some. Do we have anyone else?
Yes, we have one. Roger.
You want to come on up, Ms. Edwards?
I'm fine, darling.
Okay. All right. I only want you all to do this if you're really sincere and if you really mean what you're saying. I'm asking you to take the SHCCC pledge. And it says this: as Coalition Civic Clubs and HOA leaders. You want to raise our hand? When I finish, go ahead and raise your hand. Go on, raise your hand. Okay. Oh, she's coming? Okay. And I will be remiss if I don't ask our president for the coalition to be part of this, because we need her to make the pledge also. So come on. Come over here, Maya. Come over here. Okay, so now, can I get your hands up again? As Coalition Civic Club and HOA leaders, we pledge to do all we can to provide the leadership needed to help residents in each community improve and protect their property values. We pledge to help homeowners in their efforts to take back rundown areas within their communities, one block at a time. We pledge to make all communities within our boundaries a safe and clean place in which to live. If you as a Coalition Civic Club or HOA leader pledge to do this, say, I will. I will. All right. Thank you all so much.
All right. In the tradition of the African American Church, as we come to a close, I just want to let you guys know.
We have some more problems.
No, when they say come to a close, they never mean it. I just thought I'd add that in there. So, with that being said, we have closing remarks by Ms. Michael.
I'm short, y'all. I just want to thank our banner sponsor again. This is their second year. We really appreciate you. We're grateful for your continued support. And to our honorable mayor, city councilors, state representatives, and the board members, committee chairs, HOAs and civic clubs, residents, guests, volunteers, and all of our sponsors, thank you so much. I hope that you all enjoyed yourself tonight. As we return to our everyday lives, we will face some challenges this year. It is reassuring to see that we are facing them as a unified community and powerful force. Thank you, and good night.